What's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Commodity. I'm Fez. I'm your host, your on-screen personality, your commentator, whatever the hell you want to call me, your annoyance, your hair pulling like this idiot won't shut the hell up, whatever you want to call me. Today we are looking at the difference between the UK, Great Britain, and England explained. Now, I've actually gotten the opportunity to go to this region of the world. It was freaking awesome. I loved it because I actually got to travel to the UK as both a local, kind of, because I hung out with a lot of locals. I got basically a cousin that lives there, real close to my dad, real close, now close to me, kind of. We used to talk a lot. We haven't talked in quite a while. He's got a flat there in London with his, I guess, now wife. At the time, she was just that sugar mama that had a flat in Madrid and in the UK. But now I think he's exclusively living in the UK. So, but I've been able to go there, and what was the most awesome part of it was going with people that were locals and getting to kind of see and have fun as a local as opposed to a tourist. I was about to say terrorist, as a tourist. And, you know, I mean, living in Dallas, we do have mass transit, which is terrible here. We have buses and we have trains. And the only time I ever use a train is to do like special occasions, like going to the fair where there's no parking. So you park far away and you take the train in and then you're good. But like where I live, the train doesn't go all the way to where I live, so it's pointless anyways. But yeah, that was the funnest part. Like we were hopping on the train to get to a certain point, then we get on a bus, and then we'd hop on another train, and then we get to our place. And then, I mean, they were like fast too. Like I don't even, it was just such a blur. Like hop on, get off, get on, get off, get on. And then we got to our destination. They knew exactly where to go. Like it just blew my mind how fast and easy that was for them. And the other thing that really blew my mind is the accent, which we have that here in the States, accent variations from region to region, but it was like accent variations from location of London. Like if you were in northern London, the accent was different than in the south or east or west. It was really weird. Like running into people that live in the same city but sound completely different. It is mind-boggling to me because I live in, like I said, I live in Dallas-Fort Worth area. You do get the southern drawl, and then every now and then you have people that are from other cities, but that's to be expected. Like you get somebody that's from the New England area, you know, like, or they're from specifically like Boston or Maine or the Midwest where they, don't you know, and you just get the worst accent ever. But it's just kind of to be expected in those kind of stretched out areas in the US, because it's basically traveling from one part of Europe to another part of Europe as far as like distance goes. So it's easy for you to develop different accents, different words, different slang, different all this and that. And that happens a lot here in the US. But it was really crazy to see that in such a small area. I thought that was really cool. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see our future videos, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification. Let's hop into this, all right?
Welcome to the United Kingdom and a whole lot more, explained by me, CGP Grey. The United Kingdom, England, Great Britain, are these three the same place? Are they different places? Do British people secretly laugh at those who use the terms incorrectly? Who knows the answers to these questions? I do, and I'm going to tell you right now. For the lost, this is the world.
Okay, so I've got a general idea. The UK would be anything that is under the, I don't want to say this wrong. So the UK would be the entire area. England is the country of England. And Great Britain is, because I think Ireland and Northern Ireland are like, I guess Ireland is still included in, I don't want to say this wrong. I want to say this so wrong. It's one or the other. The UK includes Ireland and Great Britain Great Britain, the United Kingdom. Okay, so the United Kingdom makes more sense when you say it like that. Northern Ireland is included. Ireland is not included. I might have those mixed up. And then Great Britain would be including both of Irish countries and along with the, what do they call it? The British Isles, the whole entire Wales, Scotland, the whole thing, basically. I'm not trying to do geography off the top of my head right now, but that's my assumption. So UK would exclude any country that's not part of Great Britain, and England is a country on its own. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the
European continent, and this is the place we have to untangle. The area shown in purple is the United Kingdom. Part of the confusion.
I was right. So Northern Ireland and all of the English, the rest of the country is the UK, and then Great Britain would also include Ireland. And then England is its own country.
The United Kingdom is not a single country, but instead is a country of countries. It contains inside of it 4 co-equal and sovereign nations. The first of these is England, shown here in red. England is often confused with the United Kingdom as a whole because it's the largest and most populous of the nations and contains the de facto capital city, London. To the north is Scotland, shown in blue, and to the west is Wales, shown in white. And, often forgotten even by those who live in the United Kingdom, is Northern Ireland, shown in orange. Each country has a local term for the population. While you can call them all British, it's not recommended as the 4 countries generally don't like each other. The Northern Irish, Scottish, and Welsh regard the English as slave-driving colonial masters, no matter that all 3 have their own devolved parliaments and are allowed to vote on English laws, despite the reverse not being true, and the English generally regard the rest as rural yokels who spend too much time with their sheep. However, as the 4 constituent countries don't have their own passports, they are all British citizens, like it or not. They are British citizens of the United Kingdom, whose full name, by the way, is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So where's Great Britain hiding? Right here. The area covered in black is Great Britain. Unlike England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, Great Britain is a geographical rather than a political term. Great Britain is the largest island among...
So, when you say the British Isles, are they talking about just the islands, or are they saying all of this and all of this is, these are the Isles? I don't know. I've heard the term many times. I just don't know how it's used specifically. So let me know down in the
British Isles. Within the United Kingdom, the term Great Britain...
Oh. I just need to shut the hell up. Because it just answered my question.
Is often used to refer to England, Scotland, and Wales alone, with the intentional exclusion of Northern Ireland. This is mostly, but not completely true, as all 3 constituent countries have islands that are not part of Great Britain, such as the Isle of Wight, part of England, the Welsh Isle of Anglesey, the Scottish Hebrides, the Shetland Islands, the Auckland Islands, and the islands of the Clyde. The second biggest island in the British Isles is Ireland. It's worth noting at this point that Ireland is not a country. Like Great Britain, it is a geographical, not political term. The island of Ireland contains on it 2 countries, Northern Ireland, which we have already discussed, and the Republic of Ireland. When people say they are Irish, they are referring to the Republic of Ireland, which is a separate country from the United Kingdom. However, both the Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom are members of the European Union, even though England in particular likes to pretend that it's an island in the mid-Atlantic rather than 50 kilometers off the coast of France. But that's a story for another time. To review, the 2 largest islands in the British Isles are Ireland and Great Britain. Ireland has on it 2 countries, the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, while Great Britain mostly contains 3, England, Scotland, and Wales. These last 3, when combined with Northern Ireland, form the United Kingdom. There are still many unanswered questions, such as why when you travel to Canada is there British royalty on the money? To answer this, we need to talk about empire. You can't have gone to school in the English-speaking world without having learned that the British Empire once spanned a fourth of the world's land and governed nearly a fourth of the world's people. While it's easy to remember the parts of the British Empire that broke away violently, we often forget how many nations gained independence through diplomacy, not bloodshed. These want-to-be nations struck a deal with the empire, where they continue to recognize the monarchy as the head of state in exchange for a local autonomous parliament. To understand how they are connected, we need to talk about the crown. Not the physical crown that sits behind glass in the Tower of London and earns millions of tourist pounds for the UK, but the crown is a complicated legal entity best thought of as a one-man corporation. Who created this corporation? God did. According to British tradition, all power is vested in God, and the monarch is crowned in a Christian ceremony. God, however, not wanting to be bothered with micromanagement, conveniently delegates his power to an entity called the Crown. While this used to be the physical crown in the Tower of London, it evolved over time into a legal corporation sole, able to be controlled only by the ruling monarch. It's a useful reminder that the United Kingdom is still technically a theocracy, with the reigning monarch acting as both the head of state and the supreme governor of the official state religion, Anglicanism. Such are the oddities that arise when dealing with a 1,000-year-old monarchy. Back to Canada and the rest. The former colonies that gained their independence through diplomacy and continue to recognize the authority of the crown are known as the Commonwealth realm. They are, in decreasing order of population, Canada, Australia, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Jamaica, the Solomon Islands, Belize, the Bahamas, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Tuvalu. All are independent nations, but still recognize the monarchy as the head of state, even though it has little real power within their borders. There are 3 further entities that belong to the Crown, and these are the Crown dependencies, the Isle of Man, Jersey, and Guernsey. Unlike the Commonwealth realm, they are not considered independent nations, but are granted local autonomy by the Crown and British citizenship by the United Kingdom, though the UK does reserve the right to overrule the laws of their local assemblies. Are we done now? Almost, but not quite. There are still a couple of loose threads, such as this place.
So I got to ask, if it's too divisive, then I guess we can just move on from it. I know obviously the Queen of England died, but so as an American, obviously we left the crown because, number one, we didn't believe in it. What's kind of funny though is a lot of people in the country love the whole entire royal family. My mom, and I give her a hard time. I'm like, because she, so my dad's Mexican, my mom is white. And I mean, my mom is translucent white, like white. And we were able to actually I didn't do it, or somebody in her family did, was able to trace her lineage back, all the way back, I believe, to the 1600s, where they came from Scotland. So her maiden name is Gray, and then my grandmother's maiden name is King. So they were very white names. But she loves following everything royals. Now, for me personally, I have a hard time with it because I understand, like, that was one of the major reasons, not the only reason, but one of the major reasons we left. They left because of religious persecution. So they came over because of that. But for me, I personally disagree with somebody that's being born in the same family just automatically gets to be this person. You know what I mean? Kind of like, just because you're born. So Michael Jordan's kid isn't automatically in the NBA just because he's Michael Jordan's kid. He's got to go through levels to get to there. I mean, he's got a leg up because he is, an offspring of Michael Jordan, but he could be the complete opposite. Just like LeBron's kid or any other athlete, Messi's kid may never see a soccer pitch a day in his life just because he was born from basically soccer royalty at this point, because Messi wasn't born in soccer royalty. He had to work his ass off to get there. So that's where I stand. To me, it's, do you deserve to be important just because you were born in this family at that level? Or should you be important because you worked to get there? And I know it's unfair because Michael Jordan's kids, or anybody that's famous, their kids are going to have a leg up in society no matter where you're at. But I still stand by that as far as like running a country. I understand that they don't technically run the country. But do you believe that that's fair? Or if you agree or disagree? Because I did make, some jokes in the past about Betty White and the Queen of England before the Queen actually passed. So let me know down in the comments. I'm curious. I'm not trying to start anything combative. I have my opinion. You have your opinion. Doesn't mean either one of us are right or wrong. I'm just an outsider looking in is basically what it is. Do I think royalty is cool? It's cool as hell. The history of it is very interesting. It's kind of weird in times, I mean, I do know that a lot of it's very questionable, I mean, but at the same time, it's very interesting. So let me know down in the comments.
The tiny city of Gibraltar on the southern coast of Spain, famous for its rock, its monkeys, and for causing diplomatic tension between the United Kingdom and Spain. Or what about the Falkland Islands, which caused so much tension between the United Kingdom and Argentina that they went to war over them? These places belong in the last group of crown properties known as British Overseas Territories, but their former name, Crown Colonies, gives away their origin. They are the last vestiges of the British Empire. Unlike the Commonwealth realm, they have not become independent nations and continue to rely on the United Kingdom for military and sometimes economic assistance. Like Like the Crown dependencies, everyone born within their borders is a British citizen. The Crown colonies are, in decreasing order of population, Bermuda, the Cayman Islands, the Turks and Caicos Islands, Gibraltar, the British Virgin Islands, Equatorial and Dekelia, Anguilla, St. Helena, the Ascension Islands, Tristan da Cunha, Montserrat, the British Indian Ocean Territory, the South Georgia and South Sandwich Islands, the Falkland Islands, the British Antarctic Territory, and the Pitcairn Islands. For our final Venn diagram, the United Kingdom is a country situated on the British Isles and is part of the Crown, which is controlled by the monarchy. Also part of the Crown and the British Isles are the Crown dependencies. The independent nations of the former empire that still recognize the Crown are the Commonwealth realm, and the non-independent remnants of the former empire are the British overseas territories. Thank you very much for watching.
That was fantastic. That was amazing. That answered a lot of questions, actually. Kind of saves y'all time from having to comment the whole British Isles. I've heard that term, and I assumed, and I used it that way. And thank God I was right on the way that I used it in the past, so I don't feel as stupid as I could, you know. But outside of like the whole royal thing, the monarchy and all that kind of stuff, and that's not just for the UK. That's any monarchy. And I just don't agree with it. I don't think it should be. That's fair. Because I know things have changed. God, it's been years, probably 10, 15 years since I watched something about, I think it was an interview before YouTube was a thing and all that kind of stuff, where people felt like they were stuck in their financial social setting level in society. Like, do they feel like they can grow? Because it was somebody from America kind of trying to figure out how, I know they hit Germany and I'm pretty sure they hit the UK and or England to be more specific, to see where they felt like if they had the opportunity to grow within their society and go into the next level of what's the word I'm looking for? Financial status, I guess. And a lot of people back then in the UK and especially in Germany, that was one of the craziest parts. In Germany, most people were like, I'm where I'm at and I'll never move up in life. It just, that's how you're born here, you stay here. And that's basically what the UK was saying. And I want to say this was like early 2000s or maybe late 90s. I think it was something for school that I was learning about. And in the United States, we were ignorantly hopeful that if you're born in the bottom, and it's true. I mean, musicians prove that, movie stars prove that, and that goes for the UK as well, and that goes for Germany. That goes for a lot of countries now. But we were ignorantly hopeful, like everybody, because, you know, the whole saying, everybody gets 15 minutes of fame or whatever. Daniel Tosh has squashed that statement in his one of his stand-ups. But it's really interesting to think that some people feel like this is where you're born, this is where you stay. There's no opportunity to grow. And really what that's saying is there's no possibility to fail either. Because a lot of people work hard to move up, but they never show that they can fail at it and lose everything. And that is a big possibility in it. And that's what those challenges are for. And that's why a lot of people kind of steal ideas, just like what I'm doing here. YouTube was not my idea. I'm just following a system that has worked for a lot of people and following that same exact system. Where people like a Mr. Beast broke that system because he always talked about how negativity is what sells. And so he went a different route, which could have easily failed and stuck him below where he was, or stuck him right where he was if it didn't do anything. So it's quite interesting to me to see for that kind of stuff, you know, for growth, progression, growing. And this was super intuitive. Like, I really like that I learned quite a bit. But yeah, there's a lot more that I do want to learn. I do want to learn about the separation of the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. I know a little bit, not enough to really speak on it at all. I did learn that us calling a drink, I don't know if it's the US that made it or somewhere else did it. The Irish car bombs. I can't even speak. The Irish car bombs. I'd like to learn more about that. So if you have any video suggestions, link to my Discord is down in the description, and I would love videos kind of explaining when that happened. I guess you could call that a civil war. But yeah, definitely let me know down. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see my future videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. And with that being said, peace out.